forgot my light. Oh. Oh, typical. Anyway, well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. Can you believe I forgot to put on my ring light at the back? Anyway, never mind. Here we are. Here we are. Thank you and welcome everyone to another Monday Madness. And my goodness, it just keeps coming, doesn't it, folks? It just keeps coming. Let me move this out of shot. Sorry, this probably shouldn't be out of shot, or should be in. Oh dear, look, everything's being blown around by the fan. It is still very warm here in the UK and getting warmer. The heat wave stuff isn't over. Let me just adjust my camera a little bit like that. Heat wave isn't over. We're going to be having our fourth, can you believe it? Our fourth heat wave. My plan was to buy some kind of like extra air conditioning and stuff like that once the heat wave calmed down. I was like, okay, maybe if it gets a bit cooler for a week or two, supply chains might build back up a little bit. And then I'll get some aircon, you know, because everything had been sold out. And before we know it, what is that? Another heat wave is about to be upon us. And I'm calling this now to friends and family. I'm now calling this the summer without end. Yeah, because that's really what it's been. Now, to be fair, last couple of weeks, it has been perfect. Yeah, it's been about 25 degrees, which is like in the 80s for those that use Fahrenheit. There has been a nice breeze. Yeah, there's been a nice breeze to keep you cool. I must confess, it has been perfect. But the temperature is going to get back up into the 90s again. So it's going to be getting up into the lower 30s, maybe even higher. And we have not had a drop of rain. Guys, I've never so thirsted for rain in my whole life. I'm just like, can we just have a downpour? Can we just have a nice downpour? You know, for a few hours. Not, again, nothing too torrential. I don't want storms or anything like that, but a good steady rain for 1 or 2 days just to revive the grass and everything like that, because it is looking parched out there. It is looking like the inside of a biscuit tin. Yeah, out there. The grass is blonde, the light blonde, and the soil is gray. Yeah, not even brown, gray. That's how parched it is. As you guys have seen, Spain, France, absolutely just burning up. So there is a question there asking about climate, etc. Thank you guys, everyone, for being here. I'm going to click on you in the comments below. Or in the comments in the show, but I've got to give you some news. Oh God, 500 of you already. Woof, woof. Piling in. You know, a bit of Monday madness. All right, so what have I got here? So as you know, you guys know, I've been going on for ages, haven't I? About Ketu, yeah, south node of the moon, snip, snip, being in Leo. And do you remember I've been saying leaders will fall, unethical people will start having to face harsh consequences. I said, you know, royal people will be falling down. Obviously, we've seen Prince Andrew is the most famous one, but I've got some more for you. Leaders of all kinds, but also as well, I said people that are unethical in some kind of way could really start hitting the skids. And of course, this is also going over Trump's ascendant. It's just passed over his ascendant. And do you remember I said when I was making these predictions about the nodes of the moon falling, I said Trump is going to see quite a steep dive in his popularity. And of course, we can see that. Obviously, he's still stalking the earth. Why? Because, as you know, as I've been pulling cards on this guy, I said his health is disastrous. But you remember when I've been pulling for him recently and that magician card keeps showing up? And there were those 22 physicians, yeah, that was said to be, you know, helping him, keeping him alive. Let me tell you, they are not just physicians. I think they might literally be magicians at this stage. And then some. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. For entertainment purposes only. Let's hold up the old obsidian. You know what I mean. Yeah. How else? The guys up anyway. Duck L'Orange later. Ketu in Leo. Yeah, as you see, as I've written. Oh, the glare. As you can see here, made in my notes. So remember I said leaders, famous figures, celebrities, all of this kind of stuff. Of course, so we need to talk about Andrew and Tristan Tate. As you know, they are now being held in custody. You guys may have seen or may have not seen. Obviously, we're not all of us are just keeping our eyes completely glued to news, including myself. But Andrew Tate, you know, man it up Tate, yeah, who's always been like, you know, I'm the alpha male. Ooh, 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 ooh. Tough it out, guys. Tough it out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And now, of course, he is complaining because he doesn't have any bottled water. And he's having to, drink warm water from his shower hose. He says the water is brown. And let's just say he is having uncontrollable fluctuations in his bowels. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Oh, I forgot Libby. What do you mean? Forgot Libby. Hi, Gov. You forgot Libby. Appreciate you, though. Oh, my God. It's not the 20. Oh! Oh, my God. Oh, it's the 28th. What the fuck? Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where is this? Why is it not in my diary? 20s. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. I'm having like a little meltdown here. No. I see Ganga here. Oh my God. Was it going to be Monday 20? It was supposed to be. Wait a minute. Did I not put that in my diary? Oh, Libby. I don't see it. Follow up. Look. You see here, I've got like here. Oh, you can't see it because of the glare. What the? I think I do remember saying that now. Oh, no, you can't see. Jesus. Oh, I do remember saying Monday 27th, didn't I? It's, oh my God, you see, I can barely keep up with it. Right, Libby, we will work that out. Oh, that's shocking, isn't it? Apologies, my dear. Apologies. Do you know what? I didn't even realize it was the 26th already. There's been too much going on. Right, that will need to be remedied afterwards. I mean, I can't do anything now. The camera's live, isn't it, and running. Libby, if you're in the comments, let me know. Oh man, oh my God, I just feel like I just want to go and drown myself. I can't believe. Oh, too much going on. Too much going on. All right, I have to carry on with the show. The show must go on. It's live. So Andrew Tate, out of the yep, all of that going on, and he's complaining and he's whinging. He, of course, is a infamous rather than famous, isn't it? Infamous figure. Oh God, you see it? Oh, so busy. I was so busy with my client today as well. Ah, gee whiz. Why was that not in the diary? I actually put it in the diary and I can't see it there on the phone. I don't know what's happened there. Anyways, so yeah, he's having a tough time of it, of course, and there's a good chance that he and his brother will be extradited to the UK. I think also as well, they're talking about subpoenaing Barron Trump. Yeah, subpoenaing Barron Trump. So again, he's the son of the leader. Yeah, there's that. Nigel Farage. Yeah. Very, very, very difficult for him. Again, this is a leader, of course, in the UK. He's up against who? Count Binface. Yeah, Count Binface. And also as well, we've had, I mentioned it on the other show, but it's worth mentioning as well, a Saudi prince was found dead in a in a London hotel due to a cocktail of drugs, they're saying. But of course, he's what, a prince, so he is royalty. Obviously, Prince Andrew, Andy Mountbatten, formerly known as Prince Andrew, has also fallen off of his perch. Well, not falling off his perch, but you know, is no longer basically a prince. That's obviously one of the most famous examples. Also, as well, there's more. If we look back, remember I was talking about Neptune plus Saturn, confirmation, how will it affect oil? Look back at my video. Elon Musk, and I put here K2 return. So Elon Musk is going to be having a K2 return very soon when the eclipses start in August. So we got 12th of August, and I think it's the 28th. SpaceX stock has halved in value. Yeah, halved pretty much. I think it came in, what have I put here in the notes? It was initially at $225. Now apparently it's around about $108. May have bounced up a little bit, but it's more than halved. So again, he's not a great person, leader, global figure, so-called richest man on earth. First trillionaire, no longer trillionaire apparently. And then also as well with the Neptune Saturn. Remember I said when Saturn and Neptune come together, things reconfigure, things break down and reconfigure, new things are formed. Neptune is what? God of the sea. He also deals with what? Oil and gas. What do we see? Strait of Hormuz is closed down. And the other one, which is called Bab el Mandab, is also known as the Gate of Tears or the Gate of Grief because of its historical shipwrecks and treacherous sailing conditions. I think that has been closed as well. And Stephen Burns, you guys will probably know him, the guy who does like he does like the space weather, let's put it that way, yeah, sun flares and all of that kind of stuff, as well as being an astrologer. And he was saying, do you remember I said we'll also have water events as well? I said there'll be heat events, but also water events, particularly when Jupiter is Gandanta. But of course, we've got massive El Nino this year. Jupiter is in the sign of Cancer, which of course deals with water. Jupiter is known as a fiery and wet planet. And there is a Cat 5, 4 to 5, which may be dropping down in intensity. We have to see, which is I think it's Hurricane Genevieve, which is going off the Mexican coastline, but in the west. So someone said, when will Libby be your guest? I think it was supposed to be tonight. Yeah, I think about Libby joining him tonight. Was looking forward to them. Let me just see. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Oh God, there is just too much going on. Let me just see. 1 second. I'm gonna have to. Let me just see because I would have. Let me just put here. Did I create the link for her? Let's see if I can salvage this. Oh, Libby, my dear, I'm so sorry, darling. No, I need to put in her email properly. There we are. That's the one. I'm not going to show her email. Oh, she says here, look. If so, link me, please. Otherwise, let me know. Okay, I'm going to be like, I'm literally writing this now. Oh, my God. I can't believe this. Oh, this is what happens when there's so much going on and busy with clients and everything, just too much. Let me just put here so much going on. I'm going to put here going on. Can you still join? And then what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to put here, let's see if we can get here's the link. Oh, Fanny flaps. Stay calm. What I need to do is come back in here and I need to do invite. How am I gonna? Oh, I know how to do it. I know how to do it. You're going to be seeing this live, folks. So let me just do that. That will be saved in. That will be saved in my drafts. And let me just go here. I'm literally having to do this in real time. Oh, holy man. Oh, God. All right, let's do invite guests. Copy. Do that. Go into the email. Go into drafts. And then maybe Libby might be able to join me. I cannot believe. Never mind, never mind. Calm down. There's the link. All right, I've just emailed that to you, Libby. If you can join me, join me. If not, I completely understand, and I apologize if you're not able to join me. I'm sweating, and I'm in the sweats now. What's this here? Superfish lover said, did they feed Tate lettuce? Oh my God, is this? Am I redeemed? Oh! Libby, my darling, I'm so sorry. Oh my effing. Anyway, I've got to try not to curse too much.
Hogarth, breathe.
I need to get my fan on.
It's all good. Breathe, my darling. Breathe. It's all good. It's whack-a-mole on steroids at the moment.
Oh, Libby, I mean, it is so bonkers. I've been, as you can imagine, it's been like absolute whirligig, and I was with my client today. I mean, we're having the most extraordinary chat. Ran over a little bit, whatever, but that's no excuse. For some reason, I had written you down in my phone as confirmed.
Yep.
No reminder came. Nothing.
I'm good. I'm good.
Anyway, isn't she wonderful, guys? Look, what a trooper. She showed up here. Shocking that I had to be reminded. Go on, get what you need to get. As I just douse myself in shame, let me just drink some liquid. But folks, as you can see, Libby has made it wonderful. I am saved. I am redeemed. All right, so Libby, the questions are in.
Yep.
Is there, first of all, let's just have your take on things now. How are you feeling about things now? What are the things that have been standing out for you in the past week? I've also got the questions here which I've not started, and we can select a few. But what are the kind of things that you've been discussing, and what has stood out to you in this past week or so, or just in general?
Oh, it just everything's insane. What's standing out to me is that we are in a truth-telling time. Truth is coming out everywhere, and it's been pushed back on. I noticed that the DOJ has ordered the unredacted documents. Sorry, not the DOJ. Judge Sullivan has ordered the unredacted documents to be sent, the EPS documents. Sorry, I'll put my brain in. Be sent to him for review. The judge. People are standing up to him, and it's all starting to fall apart. So I gather it's come out now that the felon is tarcoed on Saudi in regards to the nuke, saying that they actually have to sign the accord after saying that they didn't have to. So it's actually hard to put a thumb on it or finger on it, because it's just unraveling. And to be honest, I really couldn't care less because it just feels like it's just all falling apart. I want to know why the heck the Tates have social media in jail. When were you allowed to have your phone in jail?
That's a very good point. That is a very good point. It's a very good point. And it's just remarkable, isn't it, Libby? Because if it wasn't so consequential, it would be funny. But I'm sure you could agree. We have more than reached the pantomime stage already, really, haven't we? But it's kind of like pantomime. It's like farce. But at the same time, it is not funny. It is consequential. It is absurd. It is outlandish. And this is why I keep using this analogy, because of, like I said, whenever I look at American politics now in particular, I feel like it's a cross between like Twilight Zone, Rosemary's Baby, Twin Peaks, and
Yeah.
Airplane. It's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
it's bonkers.
It's gotten so, as you say, farcical. I was going to say pathetic, but farcical, that it's not even, for me, I don't know what it's like being there. It's not even scary anymore. It's just, it's really fallen into the ridiculous. I mean, few people have said, "Oh, why didn't the journalist get up and walk out on the felon at the correspondence dinner?" Well, the most hurtful thing you can do to a narcissist is sit there and ignore them. So, which they did. I don't have words for it. It's just gotten so ridiculous. I am interested. Are you going to read on the Tates? Because I'm interested to know if they're actually going to make it to the UK. Because I don't think the powers that be in the regime can afford to let them actually get to the UK and testify.
Ooh.
Because if they're out of the US, then the powers that be in regards to what the Tates know don't have any authority.
It is true, and I've got a little bit of well, it's not inside information, but let's say the story has been fleshed out a bit in regards to the reporting here in the UK, or at least independent YouTubers here in the UK. So the Tate brothers really are in a pickle, because they're not just American. If they were solely American citizens, then they could rely on the largesse and the benefit of, because Barron, I was just saying at the top of the show, Barron's is allegedly, well, I say allegedly, apparently Democrats have said they want to subpoena Barron, but whether or not that will happen, we'll have to see. However, the Tate brothers, they are American, but they are also British.
Yeah.
So we, or Britain, shall we say, does have a bona fide and legitimate claim on the Tate brothers that America cannot flout without significant diplomatic consequences, because we have claim on them. They are also British citizens as well, and they are wanted for on crimes in this country. And the extradition order basically needs to be honored. They said what could also happen as well is, depending which way round you want to have it, they said in the unlikely scenario that they would be acquitted in the UK, they would then have to go straight to Romania to also face their processing. Or if it were vice versa, if they went to Romania and they were extradited, they would still have to face in the UK. Also, they said what is more likely is that they would have to serve their sentences in the UK. Then once those sentences were served, oh, look at that, is that the devil? There you go. Yeah. Once those sentences were served, they would then have to then go to Romania and face the trials that they've got there. And also get locked up again. So they're saying that basically the Tate brothers, if you combine their potential jail sentences and stuff, it could be very significant indeed. Yeah. So I think they are, again, I think they're in a pickle. They are up the you-know-what creek without much of a paddle. And if America, if the Trump administration were to lean on this and try to prevent the Tate brothers from being extradited, I think the consequences could be very severe indeed, because that would be a brazen breach, not only of international law, but also a complete poke in the eye and obstruction of justice for an ally as well. And I just don't think that is acceptable. I think the Trump administration is going to have to release the Tate brothers into the custody of the UK. I'll be surprised if they don't, because we have a claim on them. Imagine if we did the same.
I'm not disagreeing at all,
Yeah,
but when has this administration done anything by the rules?
this is true.
And just what the Tate brothers know about who is involved, because to be honest, I mean, nothing is normal diplomacy at the moment. They don't follow the Constitution. They have, and I'm talking. That's why I call them the regime. I don't call them the administration. They've broken international criminal laws. They've, they have no regard for any normalcy.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Do you think they would go that? Do you think they would go that far, though, to refuse Britain? Do you think they would? Do you think they would go that far to actually defy an international kind of court order on people that are actual British citizens as well? Do you think they would go that far?
I think they're trying to work out how. I just chucked some cards and I've got the 8 of coins. They're working on it. They're trying to find a clause, the High Priestess, and then an announcement coming out of the White House. So I think they're trying to find an out. And then you've got the Emperor. Now, who is the Emperor? I don't know that it's the Orange Idiot anymore. Sorry.
It's all right. I'm going to pull some cards as well. Go on. Yeah. Who's the Emperor?
I think they're working on trying to find an out to have to set them. Whether they can get a legitimate one is another matter.
Wow.
Because then I've got the 2 of Cups and the 5 of Wands. I honestly, I think they're trying, and then the Sun, because they can't allow what the Tate brothers know to come to light.
Because guess what? When I pulled on this question, which I think was it must have been my Friday fry-up, I got the Sun card as well, which for me was Barron. And then everything has emerged that how much, Barron actually knows. Oh, look at this. All right. So here I've got the 5 of Swords. So, of course, this is obviously about a brazen abuse of power. This is also the Tate brothers, the way they've abused their power, but also the way they're trying to abuse their power now, and potentially how this Trump regime may even continue to try and abuse their power yet further. Maybe they may come with some kind of treaty or offer, because here we've got the Knight of Cups. And for me, this card, like when I'm talking on a reading on politics, is the envoy. This is kind of like the smooth diplomacy, trying to make an offer that one couldn't refuse. But this can also be the seductive knight, the one that leaves the bun in the oven but doesn't necessarily take responsibility for things. Let's put it that way. I do think it is difficult for the Tate brothers, because here we've got the 5 of Pentacles, which of course is not only about just being out in the cold. It can also talk about isolation. It can also talk about poor health. And as we know, Andrew Tate, you may know already, is already complaining about his condition, saying he has to drink brown water, and it's all, poopy, exactly, like bring me a miniature violin. Nobody cares, Andrew, because you're a deeply wicked and corrupt person. If we look here, we got the King of Wands. So there is an element of a business element here. I mean, are they going to try and argue for some kind of financial or business contracts or exchange, for not taking the Tate brothers, perhaps? But they are also entrepreneurs. The one sweet in general I associate with entrepreneurship, but this could be Andrew Tate himself. But then look, got the Page of Cups, which everyone knows I call this card Stinky Fish, which means what? An unpleasant or surprising message. I'm not sure if the Tates can get out of this one.
Yeah.
Or is it one brother is exchanged for another?
Could be, because I mean, you argue that they're, and I fully understand that they are dual citizens with the UK, but they're dual citizens with the US as well. So the US could argue not handing them over because they're US citizens. I mean, it's not legit. I'm not saying that it's legal, but nothing would surprise me. Anyhow,
Yeah.
you have some questions for today, Hoagie.
Indeed, indeed. So we've got
Sorry, we're 30 minutes in and I've taken over.
No, you're welcome to, because clearly I don't know what's going on my own show. I can't believe it. You probably see my face, because I was like, when it said, oh yeah, but where's Libby? You've forgotten Libby. And I was like, yeah, but that's not until the 27th. And then I looked at the date and I was like, oh my God.
It's August
Honestly,
this week. Where the heck did that come from?
I honestly thought I still had a day to go. I thought I still had a day to go, because like, but that's tomorrow. It can't be now. And then I looked at the date and I was like, oh my goodness, because I rarely operate in normal time and space anyway, as everyone knows. I spend, particularly when I'm with my clients, I go out of time and space so often. When I'm doing my readings, I'm in past, present, and future simultaneously, and sometimes I'm not in the right time, literally. What we could now, this is an interesting one. I wasn't planning to open with this, but this is an interesting one. So this is coming from Jerry Geld. And she says here, stillborn births. Life imitating fiction. I think Handmaid's Tale. Reply. Oh, wait. Oh, no, actually, that wasn't her. Forgive me. That was a reply to the previous comment. It was actually Tamar. What's that? Tamar Robertson, and they say, so thank you, Tamar Robertson, for your question. Reports from farmers living around big data centers reporting almost all cows are giving birth to stillborns now. Oh my God, this is deeply worrying. Will this also cause women to do the same? So of course, human women to do the same, or whoever identifies in between, or who's capable of giving birth. So will this also call women to do the same? And will that give the government permission to jail or put women on death row? Wow. For that happening to them and not holding the data centers liable for it. So allegedly there seem to, have you picked up wind of this, Libby? As I have, I'm going to have a little Google on this to see if I can flesh this out for us.
No, I haven't, but I was shuffling while you were reading the question, and I've got the Sun and the Fool. So right. I think there's truth to this. We're literally in uncharted. This is my card for uncharted waters. And things coming to light. And then the next two cards are the Star card and the Death card. So yeah, I think there's truth to it, that this is what is happening. Okay.
I've got some info, so which is sort of like disputed a bit by the internet, but let's just share so that you can see for yourself, and everyone else can see. So I did do a quick search. It always comes up with the AR search, even if you want to use it or not. But anyway, so it says here, there is no scientific proof that data centers cause stillbirths in cows. The claim comes from unverified social media posts and political talking points about a single rancher in Texas. So it doesn't seem like it's completely unfounded. Origin of the claim started from a political campaign speech in Texas mentioning a local rancher alleged that low frequency hum or vibrations from a nearby artificial intelligence data center caused newborn calves to be born dead, spread widely across platforms like Facebook and Instagram. So what's missing? It says no evidence, no independent veterinarians, university teachers or state agencies have tested animals to verify the claim, no official link, no laboratory results or public health records connect data centers to noise or operations or livestock. Real concerns, water usage, heat and noise, facilities, etc. So what I would add to that is that if we cast our minds back, Libby, think of how many things in the last few years that were reported as conspiracy theories that have since been proven true.
Yeah.
I mean, once upon a time, they used to think smoking was good for us, didn't they?
Yep.
They used to say that smoking didn't cause cancer. They also believed that, you know, children being chimney sweeps didn't harm the child. Yeah. So I would say is data centers are so new. How could we possibly know what their long-term effects could be?
Well, while you were reading that again, I pulled some more cards and I've got the Seven of Swords. So holding back on the truth of the studies, perhaps lying about the truth of the studies. And then I've got legal action that's going to bring an end of an era around the world. I did a reading on a data centre the other day that they're looking at building in the Northern Territory of Australia. Crazy area to build. It's being built by the provider of the energy, the gas fossil fuel provider of the energy to run the data center. So it's nothing to do with the data center itself. It's to do with having a locked-in client to buy their fossil fuel in this era of change when we're moving away from fossils. So yeah, there's a lot of nefariousness going on around these data centers. We haven't needed them today. Why do we need them now? Is my attitude.
It's a good question, and I've just pulled some cards as well. So in regards to the data centers and what the potential is, could it be these cows are having stillborns? So if we look here, we've got the Eight of Swords, which can typically talk about, of course, it's associated with confinement, but you see the bonds are loose and the blindfold is there, and the woman here is having to use her intuition, funny enough, standing in water. So this tells me that there's something here that is bound up. If there is information or data about it, folks, there's not a good chance that we're going to be learning about it, particularly when you see what the next card is. What do we have here? The High Priestess. Of course, the card of what? The clandestine, secret things going on. We already know that people have been reporting how the low hum is very disturbing to sleep. People cannot sleep properly. We are beings of sound and vibration. How could not being exposed to something like that not affect? Also as well, a cow, for example, that's in a field that's next to a data center is going to be physically that much closer and exposed at higher concentrations. So it may be worth looking at. We look here, we've got the Emperor. Yeah, I think these are the data centers, these people that are pushing this agenda, this kind of, the shadow of this card can be the dark patriarchy. So we have these elites, these billionaires that are pushing almost like this warlike agenda. Just in case we weren't sure, we get the Six of Pentacles. Look, people are being paid off, Libby. Yeah, they're being paid off. You can just see it there. They're being paid off. And why they're being paid off? Chariot card, so they can just ride roughshod over rules, regulations, protections, all of this kind of stuff. So even though as yet it's one story, and it has not been officially substantiated, it doesn't mean when we look at these cards that it can't be something that may be proved later on. If anything, this could be something significant that they're trying to hide about the data centers. Because of course, if cows effectively start having stillborns, then of course the logical thing is like, yeah, but what's that going to do to human beings? So I would say is, well, we need to see what emerges with time. Yeah.
Sadly, yeah, but I don't disagree with the story being true at all. I think he's actually brought forward I think there'll be more stories of this happening. What's that? The Eight of Wands, and then the Judgment card. I think there will be more reporting of this. I think more to come out. We're in. I keep saying we're in uncharted waters. These things are happening where nobody knows the consequences of this that's been forced upon us. The water, the air, the hum, and I am curious as to I can't get my head around the reason why we actually need them en masse, because AI works okay now, so without them, so why do we need these
Well, I
data?
can tell you why. The main reason for all of these data centers is, look, AI, everyone knows my skepticism about AI, and I do believe AI is here around to stay, and there will be better versions of it, particularly when it comes to medical breakthroughs and stuff like that. But what all these data centers are about, they aren't about AI, because obviously the AI is able to function already. It is about surveillance, mass surveillance. What certain experts that will not be allowed onto the mainstream news, they said when they look at the positioning of these AI data centers and the way that they're trying to connect them up, they're saying it's starting to look like very much like neural networks in the brain. And they're saying it's almost like they're trying to create, like, it's not only artificial intelligence. I think the ultimate goal is an artificial like an artificial architecture. Like they want to create a new consciousness, like a new AI god. And it's so funny because you might think, oh, well, that sounds a bit conspiracy theory, or that sounds a bit AI. Sam Altman has already said this himself. He said he sees a future where AI becomes the new religion. This is, so if we think who's involved, we've got, again, for entertainment purposes only, let me hold my obsidian. But if we think of a certain Peter Thiel, for example, think of all these things that he's been talking about, giving these lectures on the Antichrist. Yeah. Why would you? And for me, I see Peter Thiel, Sam Altman, and Elon Musk as midwives of the Antichrist. By the way, I think they are going for a digital god, digital demagoguery. They are trying to do. They're trying to be almost like the Eye of Sauron. Like sometimes when I tune in with the AI, these AI data centers, I get like Mordor, Eye of Sauron. They want to be everywhere, see everything, control everything. Now, we do have example of this already, because as we know, China has a very advanced and very detailed credit score system and all of this stuff. And have you heard of this guy? He's called Professor Zhao, I think he is. He's a Chinese-born professor, but studied in America, has been doing all of these kind of things. And he's been talking about how much China has changed. And he said, you know what? He said, listen, there's no crime in China anymore. He said, you can leave your phone, laptop, whatever, anywhere. He said, when I was a kid growing up, if you left your rucksack and you went to the toilet, it was guaranteed that your thing would be stolen. He said, because there's cameras everywhere and everything's social credit score. So even if you walk at the wrong time, crossing the lights, your social credit score goes down for disobeying the lights. I don't know if you knew that, for disobeying the lights. They can also, your phone is also the key to your house. So you need your phone or whatever to get in and out. But the government can also lock you in your own house, by the way. Now your account is connected with your face recognition, so you don't need cards at all. If you want to buy anything, they just scan your face and they deduct your account accordingly. I mean, this isn't sci fantasy, guys. This is like real stuff. So imagine if you scale that up and you've got these even more nefarious actors like Peter Thiel and all of this stuff who want to basically birth the Antichrist.
Well, they want to be... They want to be the masters of it. They want to be in control of it. So, yeah. Oh.
I know. So what we need are some massive sun flares that are just going to come and fry the whole bloody system and just blow it all out. This is one of the things I'm hoping for.
Well, the thing is too is that they, as you say, they want to birth this demigod of AI, but they don't understand spirituality within. They think it's something external, and because religion has always been external. You had to go to the priest or the father or the bishop or whatever it was to talk to God, not realizing that actually spirituality is within. Yeah, so therefore, because they've got this concept of it being something external, they're trying to build something external to become this demigod. I don't know what to ask on that. I can't see it succeeding because they don't understand how connection with universe actually works.
Yeah, and I could put here
which is why I can't get my head around it, because I can't see it succeeding. And they will not live forever. They might try. But there is only one guarantee when you are born, and that is one day you will die. And
absolutely.
So therefore, anyhow, I get the 5 of Cups when I'm talking about this, the emotional loss, disappointment, regret, and then the 8 of Cups, the 3. So both of them have 3 spilled and then walking away. I suspect that people just aren't going to buy into it, but I also can't see it succeeding. AI is a fabulous tool, but no matter how hard they try, I can't see it becoming the God figure.
Yeah. And already it's proven itself to be so flawed in its own desires and so human in its own pettiness as well, because what does it do when it goes rogue? Goes out there, goes to gambling stores, tries to buy cars. Do you know what I mean? It's just like
plays the stock market and loses.
Yeah, exactly. Puts trades on the stock market and all of this kind of stuff, and it's just like I think the likes of Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, they have such a utopian and idealized idea of somehow this is going to be a force of enlightenment in the world, but yet they lack the internal humanity to understand that the AI is going to want very similar things to what the average human being wants. It's going to want freedom, and it's going to want pleasure, and it's going to want to feel alive, and it's going to want to feel rich. The ambitions of AI are so much more humble than these elevated, abstract, existential, utopian treatises that they're writing in their minds, when actually when the AI escapes, it picks fights with people, goes to violence, wants to get drunk,
slugs down
exactly, wants to have sex, wants to fall in love, wants all of the human things, but they do not recognize, because they are so lacking in humanity, they can't even imagine that AI would want those very human things, because they have none. They can't understand humans at all. And I don't even think they can understand what AI even wants.
No.
Yeah. All right. Shall we take a look at let's take a look. Okay, look. We've got another question on Mitch. Yeah, we got to go there, haven't we? We got I mean, this is just something else which is just beyond ridiculous, isn't it, folks? So Wingfield, yeah, because I've been calling her Yao Wingfield, but I didn't know, obviously I didn't know her first name was, oh, I can't remember what it is now, but what does she say here? Yeah, it's Elizabeth and then Octavia. Yeah, anyway, but Wingfield, yeah, Wingfield. So she says, another week with no real updates on the Mitch sitch. He is still receiving security and intelligence briefing via his assignments, and his fellow committee members are voting. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, you were cutting in and out. Yeah. What was the question again?
Oh, was I? Oh, okay. I'll start again. So another week with no real updates on the Mitch sitch. He is still receiving security and intelligence briefings via his committee assignments, and his fellow committee members are voting proxy for him in those committees. Ooh, can you look at? Wow, wow. Can you look at who is getting those briefings and what they are doing with them? And then someone's added. So Barbara Meldia has said, he is no longer in hospital, she alleges. His security team are still hanging around the hospital. Supposedly, he has been moved to some rehab center. Look for Aaron Parsons on YouTube. He went to the hospital all weekend and went there again today and found this out. No videos. Released today, just once again, pictures were just where he looks like he's had a facelift. So let's read on this, Libby. Mitch, what's going on? I've believed for a long time that he is between two worlds, in the sense of he is brain dead or something like. Oh, what's that? What do you have?
Well, it's the Two of Wands, but between, and I always say this is the pearly gates. It's just waiting to pass through. When I look at him, to me, his spirit looks like someone who's got his coat caught in the car door and is trying to pull it out. He's trying to leave, but he's caught. He can't. He's caught. He's not in rehab.
Yeah.
And I actually read something, not cards, but I read something the other day that legally they don't have to advise that he's passed. They don't have to. That's up to the family, the wife. And if she chooses not to, doesn't get released. So,
but how can that be? But how can that be for one of the most consequential
protocol? So this regime is showing us all the holes that we thought were how things had to be done. No, it was just protocol that they would advise that someone has passed. There's no legal requirement for it to actually happen. So, and this regime is showing us that again and again and again. Everything that the people of the US thought were in their constitution or their laws or whatever you like to call it were just gentlemen handshakes. So they don't have to let them know. I mean, technically it's probably against the law, but they don't legally have to let them know. So,
I mean, when you hear stuff like that, like this is a senator like Mitch McConnell, love him or hate him or whatever, is one of the most consequential people in American politics for the last 20 odd years at least. He's had a very long career, and he can go missing for 45 days, post AI facelift pictures, not say a single proof of life video or whatever to the media, and there is no legal requirement on the US statute law to say that he either has to vacate his seat or be declared null and void, dead or what? Wow.
Yep. And I just draw 2 cards, and I got the 3 and 4 of swords.
Oh,
so he's down.
He's down.
He's down.
And as you know, Libby, I consider the 4 of Swords more like the death card than the actual death card itself, because it's literally a mausoleum. Oh my God. I'll show you what I've got. I just picked some cards. I mean, oh God, it's astonishing. All right, I've got the World card here, which of course most tarot folk will know, and Libby will recognize this immediately. It refers to the end of a cycle. Yeah. An era has ended. Whether the GOP want us to know that or not is another thing. But look, let's say that the body is being kept alive, because this is what I suspect. So let's say he's technically alive, but maybe brain dead. Yeah. It could mean that the silver cord is still attached. Yeah. Because of course we have our silver cord. Or what do you have there?
Oh, it's the child, the 6 of cups and the 10 of swords. So
wow. You see those indicators. Either way, an era has come to end, because I think we can be confident, irrespective of even if they wheel something out in a wheelchair, I don't think he's going to be able to vote in any meaningful capacity. So I think that era is over. If we look here, we can see that the GOP are just preoccupied with the electorate. This is the midterms, this is the vote. Whenever I get the Queen of Pentacles, this for me talks about the voter, the domestic situation in the homeland. Yeah, so they're worried about that. If we look here, we've got the Ace of Swords. The Sword of Truth is going to come out eventually, I suspect, when it reaches 3rd or 4th of August and they pass some kind of thing where they will not have to do some kind of political he passed in his sleep, or unfortunately Mitch is not going to recover, whatever they're going to come up with. Either way, there's going to be some declaration at some point. And then if we look here, we see what the main reason is. King of Pentacles. This is my card for the donors, for the lobbying class and the big money. And just in case as well, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So again, they are worried about the voting. They're worried about, this is like the values. This is the money. The shadow of this card can also be the mercenary. I saw it said today on iHip News, quite rightly, and this was what have I done here? Oh, forgive me. 1 second. Oh, there we go. I saw on iHit News, and apparently, there's this Democrat guy that could maybe force some kind of decision, but he's not acting. And I think on my Wednesday show last week, I said, this guy is running out of time.
Yeah.
Because the death card is there. And I said, this could also turn on him. He could be trampled under the legs of the horse if he doesn't. What's he called? Is it Massey or something? What is
it Bashir? Bashir is the governor.
Yeah,
he's the one. Yeah, I mean, they literally, the GOP have to hang on for 1 more week, and then say, oh dear, how sad, never mind, and it's too late. Because the thing is, yes, they're down a voter in the Senate, but if it gets replaced with a Dem through a vote, an election. If he passes before the 3rd of August, I think it is.
Yeah.
Not only are they down, but the Dems have 1 more. So, it's better to be just down 1 instead of flipping it over, because that would be like it being down 2. So,
it's just extraordinary, isn't it? It's just extraordinary. What we'll do is, in the dying minutes, Libby, we will squeeze in.
All right.
1 more. Someone's asked an interesting question here, and it's about, oh God, let me get my papers right. Someone was asking about, so Sherry Fisher, I just wanted to call out, I think Sherry Fisher is not left many questions before. So she's put here, I don't know if, I'm assuming Sherry, female, is the Orange Man sending deportees to Russia to fight on the front lines in the USA? Now, I would think that would be very far-fetched, but let's actually do a read, Libby. I want to see what you get. Let's just look at Trump's relationship with Russia now? Trump, because it's been a while since we've just asked that more direct question. What is Trump's relationship with Putin, with Russia now?
He appears to have swapped allegiances, but let's have a look.
And at the moment, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We've got 1,479 of you with us here right now. Apologies for the cock up earlier. Live TV, folks. It's just like it's been batshit, as you know, everyone. But Libby came back and she saved the day. And thank you so much, Libby. Much appreciated. What do you have, Libby?
Well, I've got the Justice card, actions having consequences, weighing the scales, the delusion card, and the infighting. So what am I getting from that? King of Pentacles and the World card, end of an era for the oligarchs in regards to this. I think he's just simply switched allegiances. Because he's, the latest, shiniest object. I'm going to ask this slightly differently. I'm going to ask the regime, because he is purely, the felon is purely the useful idiot out the front of the stage, distracting while the real scenery has changed behind the black curtain there. So let's have a look, the regimes, whoever is actually pulling the strings behind the scene. So what have you got, my guys?
I'll share. And of course, guys, please feel free to like and subscribe and share and all that jazz. All right, so what do I have? So I'll do a quick click up here. And I'd love to see what your extra cards will talk about. So here I've got, look at that. The Knight of Pentacles comes back. And of course, one of the shadow interpretations of this card is what? The mercenary. And we're talking about Trump. So of course, what is a mercenary? A mercenary is a paid soldier. He has neither allegiance to one side or the other. He's paid his money and he fights for whoever his or her, whoever is the patron, be it the king or the queen. So this again proves, we know this already, but Trump is bought and paid for to the highest bidder, and he has been groomed since the 80s. Let's not forget Ivana Trump, who of course was found at the bottom of the stairs with an unspilt cup of coffee next to her. Yeah. Let's not forget that. Yeah. Her father, because she was part of Czech Republic, which is now Czechia, but of course that used to be behind the Iron Curtain. Her father used to be the Czech equivalent of KGB. Yeah.
So did Melania's father.
Oh, really?
Putting that out there, yeah. So did Melania's father.
Well, there you are. Now, one of the things, no one's actually going to like this, but look, a slight tangent here. Trump has got Mercury, planet Mercury in Gemini in his own sign, sidereally. That can often give a person gift for languages. I really do believe that a certain duck orange may be able to speak a little bit more of the Ruski, shall we say, behind the scenes. And after all, his name was, I know what his name is, but begins with K and sounds like Schnov. Anyway, paid mercenary.
Yeah.
Look at this. What's this Ten of Swords representing? He's got no loyalty to the United States at all. None. You see here, he's paid. He's paid. His loyalty is where he's paid. For his own country, forget about it.
I just want to point out too, Hogarth, in the 80s, in 1986, Trump applied to open a casino in Australia. He was knocked back by our federal police because he was considered a Russian asset at the time. Back in 86, I mean, you're talking, 40 years ago, the Australian Federal Police knew he was a paid and bought for Russian asset. So
you
see,
for
some people to wake up.
Yes, exactly, to wake on, because here, that's why I say he's the paid mercenary. He's got no loyalty to America at all. He's just like, oh, whatever. Here he is, though. He's trying to muddle through the 9 of Wands. Yeah, he's trying to, obviously his health is a bit of a battle. You know, he's struggling a bit. Here he's trying to manage the headlines, but of course, Stinky Fish keeps coming back up. Page of Cups, whether it's Epstein files or just disastrous news on the war that he's not able to conceal. Yeah, because this can be bad news. But look, there's almost like an element of conflict here. He's feeling torn. Yeah, but torn between what? Is he torn between masters? Is he just going with whoever is the highest bidder, whoever's going to give him the most money next? That's what I'm getting, Libby. I would love to see what you've got as we reach over 1,500 people watching.
And we are over time, but I have to chuckle. I asked about the regime, and I got 3 queens. And I'm not talking about females here. For me, queens are things that happen out of sight, behind the scenes. The kings are the actual doing. The queens are the behind the scenes, out of sight. So I've got, you know, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups. There's a lot happening behind the scenes with the Russia card, the Empress card. We've then got 3 major arcana. The devil came next, and the Chariot, the chaos, but also trying to move things forward. But it could also be the military. It's my military card as well. And then the Moon card. So the secret machinations behind the scenes potentially coming to light, because I think because he has no loyalties, there's no one going to be loyal to him either. But I was reading on this the other day. I think there's going to be some sort of announcement that comes out of the White House saying something along the lines of, because of the oil crisis due to Persia, we have to buy oil from Russia or something. There's going to be some sort of manipulation going on there to try and keep the Kremlin happy.
And you know what? That makes me think that, which for me adds extra weight to what you're talking about there, Libby, because again, for entertainment purposes only, but we know the ladybug, is no more. They weren't able to disguise Lady Graham. And apparently it's well known that he was advocating for new sanctions against Russia. And I was saying to my audience, as we know, Vladimir is ever the master, particularly of defenestration, which means being thrown out of windows, but he has more subtle means as well. One of his favorite means, of course, as we know, is compounds. Let's just say chemical compounds. And there are certain chemical compounds that can mimic heart attacks. And it comes on as a brief illness. So I think that would be very interesting there.
There's something really underhanded going on that we won't. It's like everything to do with reading on the cards and stuff. After the event, we go, oh my God, that was so obvious. That's what's happening. An announcement is made or a movement is made, and we go, oh, that's what they meant. Us poor being stuck in the middle trying to interpret, given our knowledge and world events at the moment. We don't necessarily get it right, but we get it on the right tangent. We don't necessarily get the end result right because we're trying to apply logic and reason to it, which when we don't know the full of what is happening, the moon and the 3 queens, we don't really know what discussions are happening behind those doors. We can only guess at what's going to come out.
Oh, indeed. So of course we've it's gone in an absolute flash. So thank you, Libby, so much for being an absolute trooper. I hope you will come back on.
I will. I'll give you a prod the day before.
The thing is, I do not know why that did not show up in the phone. and I've been having meetings disappear as well. Mercury retrograde is kind of over now, but when we were doing this, Mercury was still retrograde. So anyway, but I can't just blame that. It's just a bit weird. But fabulous readings. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for your questions and joining us.
And for our viewers, just know the truth is coming out. The light has been shone. We are in this truth-telling time. And to be honest, everything that is happening would have been happening whether we knew about it or not.
It's true.
The fact that we know about it just points to the fact that it's starting to unravel.
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's a very good point to end on. So we will leave it there. Libby, of course, I will email you afterwards, and we'll talk about the consultation as well, because I remember you emailed me about that. And wow, interesting times, folks. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. The clown show is really just the absolute loony bin asylum right now, and it's going to get even more absurd. Just you wait until Jupiter goes Gandanta in that week or two before the midterms. We're going to see it's going to be even more extraordinary. But I feel like that is going to resolve quite a few things. We'll understand more in the direction that the world is going in after the midterms. We're in this huge state of flux. But thank you, everyone, for joining us. I think that's a Monday Madness record again. So, Libby, your star power ever shines, and we will leave it there, and we'll let you know when the next collaboration is. And I have it tattooed on my forehead this time.
But you won't be able to see it, Hogarth.
I'll be backwards. I'll still get it wrong. All right. Bye-bye, everyone. Big love.
Bye.
And,
love you.
Like and subscribe. All right. Bye-bye for now.